is designed to be played with a mouse. The input required of you is based around the clicking of a mouse buttons. The right mouse button will change the cursor's image and function. Only when pointing, indicated by the extended index finger, can you, the player, interact with certain menu buttons and prompts. Please click below. The second cursor mode is indicated by the cursor's image, featuring a hand extending all fingers. This mode concerns interacting with objects inside the world, mainly picking up objects and moving it to another position. To continue, please pick up the piece of trash to the right and place it. And place it in the trash can on the left. Remember, the right mouse button will exchange the cursor's mode. That's it. There will be many situations in growing my grandpa, but that will require you to pick up things, place things, grab things, or give things. Don't be afraid to experiment and keep an open mind about using your hand. Hi. Please click the... Okay. In order to expedite the cleaning process, you can use digits 1, 2, and 3 on your keyboard. Remember, number row at the top of the keyboard to reposition the trash can below. Try moving the can to the right of the screen. 3 on your keyboard. Oh, well done. Please click the mouse button to move on. Okay. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Okay, whatever. Begin. Week 1. I'm too weak. I excused Adrienne during music class today and spoke with her about her recent string of dog demerites. It was our first time meeting outside of our quarterly evaluations, and I believe it went well. I can certainly understand Mrs. Richardson's classroom observations concerning Adrienne's emotional state. She was, of course, intensely shy when we first met. As I understand it, she is similarly withdrawn in her classroom activities and only speaks or acts when she absolutely must. Some things she simply will not do. Instead of participating in mandatory group activities, she will sit alone and accept that she will receive a demerit. Demerit! I didn't understand it before in the context, sorry. For the meeting, I read Mrs. Richardson's parent-teacher report, which allowed me to estimate some about Adrienne's home life. The parents are well-educated and come from a prestigious background, but they lack time to properly nurture Adrienne. She is often alone, and when she is not, the parents seem to not understand the importance of warmth and affirmation when dealing with someone so young. Having two parents of this reserved and icy temperament exacts an inhibition in a child. The child's imagination is subdued, but only ostensibly, for it eventually finds its way into regular life. I'd surmised that I would be able to reach out to Adrienne by way of make-believe. How are you liking your new house? You told me you used to live close by, but it still can be a big adjustment. A new room, a new school. The basement, I like that. The basement? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of cool stuff. Mom and Dad sent me down there. Your mom and Dad made you go? Yeah. But there's lots of cool stuff. Well, that's not what they sent me down there, though. That's not why. Why did they send you down there? Fighting. They were fighting. Shouting. I came in to help and they shouted at me. They said, go clean downstairs. Go clean up downstairs. So I went. That sounds tough. Do they fight a lot? No. Well, it's alright, Adrienne. Maybe you can tell me more about the basement instead. Okay, well, it was weird at first. The stuff down there looked cool. I found something living, sort of. It's very interesting, Adrienne. Please tell me more. by indulging her in her fantasies and stories, I was able to glean more about an understanding of Adrienne's anxiety surrounding her home and parents. The symbols of Adrienne's story seemed to carry her own traumatic weight, and her exploration of the basement may very well be a vehicle of the conveyance of her anxiety. Whatever might come of our next meeting, whether she will engage in similar make-believe, I will set down her story here. I'm just gonna be honest, I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Adrienne. I'm going to say it wrong the entire time. If you don't want to hear it, just don't watch this episode, I guess. I don't care. The story begins with her developing and delving into the basement. God, I hate people who try to sound smart with their big words. I just can't read them. The more big words you use, the less smart you look. That's just how the world works. Into the basement with the trash receptacle and the goal of cleaning up. You mean the trash bin? Trash can. Rubbish bin. I don't care where you're from. No one says trash receptacle. She discovered one of the walls was covered in plastic bags. She went to investigate, intent on tearing away whatever they covered. Ew. Trash bags from the wall. She noticed their interior lining was covered in glass. Like a window, I offered. No, she said, like a mirror, reflecting inward towards the animal they covered. I gently asked her what exactly this animal was. Here's where the material reality of the story took a turn for the explicitly fantastic and imaginary. Upon her discovery of it, at her gaze, it grew or extended its shaggy-haired self, hair like the fur of a dog. I offered. No, she said. Not the fur of a dog, nor the hair on her head. It grew out towards her, the animal's hair. Reaching out, it was hard, standing almost straight, like the hair on a brush. A bristle, I offered. Yes, she said. She was very afraid at first, but then very curious. I asked her what else was in the room. More things hidden away, she said. Things of Grandpa's as well. First she found a hidden passage under the stairs. Inside were strange dolls, magic objects, and naked, faceless figures. You found a little bit of Grandpa's secret stash. That's not funny. I heard these cryptic utterances and merely nodded in order to keep the game of make-believe going. I only pressed for details where I thought necessary. The faceless dolls could be a simple metaphor for anonymity she feels in her own home. The hidden passage, I'm unsure of what to make of that. The revealing of the concealed seems to be thematic in her fantasy. The door under the stairs is but one example. Pet it. The darkness of the shadowy corner unnerves you. You cannot explore it without some form of light. Get the trash. Once she removed the panel and found the magical hidden passage, she was very specific about what she took. She found a magic book, a magic doll, a photo of her late grandpa, and magic glue. Doll. A slouching doll, its material is rough and coarse. Clean up, clean up, everybody share. Clean up, some magic glue. Mix it magical. I'll clean the space will not be dirty again until next week. All-purpose glue. Papers crudely bound together from a book. Eurasian steppe shamanism and fusiform guys. These are not. Read. The impetus of this research was the recognition of a particular pattern in fragments of documents relating to magic and magico-religious practices. Numerous sources were drawn from commentaries on laws relating to the banning of sorcery and necromancy, compilations of folk charms related to love spells, hagiographs of saints and their encounters with devils. The list spans many centuries and a great distance from the Levant of the Khazar Khaganate to the border of the modern nation states of Russia and Kazakhstan today. From this paper trail arose a consistent account about a certain form of magic relating to the binding of demons to sorcerers. A demon called the Heaven of Needles, or the Angel of Needles, was known to be kept best by shamanic keepers or wards who suffer from face blindness, whether by birth or through developmental causes like a stroke or head injury. It was known to be extremely effective but terribly dangerous, so much so that it became outlawed several times and was generally a popular scapegoat relating to unexpected death. The nexus of magico-religious meaning-making sorcery regarding human-related sires and the history of science and neurological disorders related to the fusiform and gyrus is where the subject of this dissertation will reside. I will outline further and then analyze the historical sources I mentioned previously, and then I will go into the neurology of mystic and magic religious experiences. This means nothing to me. This means absolutely nothing to me. After that, I will detail my ongoing correspondence with a resident of the Ural Mountain region, who is an expert folklorist and keeper of traditions he claims to have been passed down through his extended family for generations. Cool. Photo of your late grandfather. On the reverse side of the photograph, there is more text. Good luck on your trip to Urals. Stay warm. I interrupted to ask what she did with these magical, mysterious materials. For a grandpa, she explained plainly, and then without missing a beat, she continued on with her story. Feeling this was a potent symbol, I stopped her again and asked what it meant. Somewhat puzzled, I did not understand immediately. She explained it slowly. Grandpa lives in the cage in the other room. The cage behind the door. There are group people in the cage. Okay, so it must not be that dangerous. Considering she's just like, yeah, we have cages with people in them. Oh no. Oh no, I wanted to read that. No. For the sake of university policy and the health of any future career you hope to have, you will abide by the non-disclosure contract you have signed. Do not break the anthropoidic vacuum without any prior consultation or approval. Any anthropoidic forms... Is that how it's pronounced? Anthropoidic? Is brought to an enclosure area. Must not be left unattended when not in dormancy. The sample will attempt to take arthropod shells. Please, shell notes. Please see. Okay. behavior with the sample, trading, bargaining will result in dismissal of the project. The precise mechanism of the exchange of symbols and gifts required for the requested desirous yield is not known, and even the anecdotal accounts of success are illegible. In the violent death. Regarding the growth cycles, every time Whiskers generates the leaves dormancy, it is logged as a new propagation. The sample's body existence cannot be illegible, i.e. a part of cannot be cut from the whole, so there can only be one living propagation. Propagations are to be terminated after 5 weeks. Any further development put us at risk. Termination procedures will be posted and followed with extreme care. With all of that out of the way, I want you to welcome you to the project. I look forward to working with you, Dr. Hart. A hastily written note. I repeatedly called your homes to no avail, and so I am forced to leave this here for you all. I am William, sitting in the corner in the enclosure area, seemingly severely concussed. Whiskers has gone in none of its usual hiding places. I immediately suspected the worst. The project thus must be suspended for now. I'm leaving up the usual mirrored coverings we use to keep the anthropoid shield. I've done my best to lock up everything on such short notice. It is a hasty fix, but it will require some time to find more permanent remedies. I am honestly hoping you do not find this note, as I intend to lock the house down too. I intend to race off to you to retrieve your lockbox keys. Do not worry about William's keys. It and the rest of his equipment is almost certainly deep within Whiskers now. What is Whiskers? I missed that. I pray you do not enter this room, no matter how it may appear. William cannot be helped, and is only being kept alive as a means of continuing predation of the rest of us. I will say it once again, no matter what state you may encounter William in, he cannot be helped. I have sympathy for the young man, I truly do, but I found this on his person, several photos of his late sister, which would impede certain risks he knew he was taking. Our extent research materials have now become possible liabilities, either criminal or professional in nature, so I have stashed them away. I believe I let you all know how I might do this if we were ever to experience an event such as this. I hope you all remember what I told you. So long then. Enter. Beyond the door in the room, the cage was hidden, concealed in another cloak of inward-facing mirrors. A hidden cage lined with mirrors. It is strange, almost poetic, the elaborate fantasy of self-reflection, concealment, captivity. Clean up, everybody. At the cage, she finally cast her spell. But it was confusing. She confided it at first. She took the magic doll, the magic glue, and the photo of her grandpa. She combined them, and she wished very hard. I can only assume in this fantasy what next her wish would come true, and what child's story would it not? Generic human figure. A tangible symbol of intention and desire. She put Grandpa in the cage, assuming that was part of the ritual. She was not clear on how it worked. What precise instructions she could glean from her grandfather's magic book was complicated by her reading comprehension. She wished with all her heart, and then she told me she waited a while for anything to happen. After that time, she began to cry. I cried really hard, she said. I wanted Grandpa to get me back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. And it hurt me. It hurt me wish for Grandpa to come back, for my parents to be different. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air. I asked her what exactly she meant. She could only repeat what she said. By the time lunch was almost over, I said goodbye to Adrienne and left to rejoin her class. I was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy I had employed was not unfruitful, but must probe deeper if I can. Although I can be sure of nothing I interpret, the impressions I get may begin to help me get an idea of the right questions to ask. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to certain topics or keywords you can discuss with Grandpa. Consider discussing this with Grandpa emerges. I also gained the following. Alright, I'm gonna end this episode here. I don't know if I'm gonna play this game fully or how much of this game I'm gonna play, but I'm just gonna end this episode right here. I'm out of time. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like button, comment down below, and subscribe when you're here. Be sure to ring the notification bell to be notified when we're making videos. It helps it a lot, and I will maybe see you in another episode. Possibly. Love you guys.